Wishful Thinking, I think, is such a beautifully apt title to the exhibition, because it's just been so fortuitous to have all these artists, I think there's 6 or 7, if we count you two as 2, which you are, all together in this country at one time. So that's been a wonderful thing. And also, all their inspiration comes from this country, comes from South Africa. So, and they're all very, very good mates and friends. And we laugh and we fight and we argue and we discuss all the world's problems and sort them out. So it's just so wonderful to have them all here. Speaking of which, Everett and Francis Duarte, from 2 opposite ends of the world and 2 opposite ends of kind of people, both abstract artists, very much so, internationally so, in their own right, but they've come together in more ways than one, and to do, and create Impenia. So they're both abstract, and yet their Impenia works are quite understandable. Izzy is really one of the big gun artists of this country, and he is known all over the joint, and generally for his beautiful watercolors. But Izzy is somebody who is the real deal. He's a progressive artist. He never stagnates. He never just uses the same tried and tested thing. He's an artist in the real sense. Not that the others aren't at all, but he's incredibly progressive, and he's been doing these amazing collages. And speak to him about the process. Beautiful 3D and 2D sculptures made out of everything, made out of string and cardboard and bits of glue and all sorts of things. The most extraordinary man, of course, is the Anton Benzon, and who's literally one of South Africa's leading impressionists. And I say that very seriously. I mean, people stand up in the room when you say, Anton Benzon. So we feel quite posh knowing who he is. But of course, he does these beautiful impressionistic, also very South African inspired oils. And then, of course, Diane Erasmus, gorgeous Diane. It's so lovely to have 2 women in the exhibition. And she, as you can see, is always inspired by nature. And so very, very recognizable. As soon as you see her work, you can go into any gallery in South Africa and you'll say, there's a Di Erasmus. I think, and I never can quite put my finger on it, I'm just looking at those clouds over there. I can't look at clouds or a sky without thinking of Di. Because Di paints mood. She doesn't just paint beautiful Namaqualand landscapes, which is lovely on its own. She paints beautiful, sort of almost a spiritual kind of mood into her paintings, which makes her so incredibly well known. Rob Waring, and when I say international, I mean international. Some people have got a piece in Germany where their mom lives and they're an international artist. But Rob again is the real deal. International, figurative, a portrait painter and pastel drawing. I must say, to get a likeness in people, in human beings, I think is the most difficult thing when it comes to art. And that's what Rob is. He does incredible commissions, everything from kings and presidents, literally, to peasants, and all absolutely beautiful. He captures the likeness in an incredible way. Mark Mayer, the sculptor, beautiful life sizes. There's one outside and one inside. These are coal cast, but Mark predominantly works in bronze. This beautiful one hanging behind here. And what's so interesting about all these pieces, actually, but when I think of Mark's work, I always think are the titles. Mark's actually a poet in sheep's clothing, and bronze is his medium, but his titles are so beautiful. This one is entitled? Did you hear that? The stillness between hanging on and letting go. But Keith, of course, does these beautiful, romantic, flowy pen and ink drawings. Over there, also commissions. If you've been to Burlesque, you might have seen his gorgeous, very big pieces on the wall. And of course, a beautiful flow he loves, and he's just a darling to speak to. He's travelled all over the world, extremely eloquent, looks so gorgeous and dreamy. So if you do find him with his head in his box, please chat to him, and he'll be more than happy to tell you all about what he does. But his pen and ink drawings, and again commissions. All the work here is for sale. So thank you so much for coming, and let's now declare the exhibition Wishful Thinking open. Thank you.